replays with tanks for the memories. I'm going to, a couple of things on this I want to point out. First of all, I don't know if you guys can notice, but in the lower right-hand corner of the screen, there's a little red icon that just popped up and disappeared. It's Overwolf, which, you know, is some program that is an overlay for video games by overwolf.com. And, you know, it works with a bunch of different games. Apparently it overlays a thing that you can use, which includes a bunch of features like an interface with TeamSpeak, an interface with different chats. You can record your gameplay during the course of the game. It connects to Skype. It does a bunch of different things. And, you know, I'm not normally a fan of having a whole bunch of extraneous crap on my computer, but in this instance, Overwolf and World of Tanks have teamed up to give you 1,000 free gold if you sign up and play for 1 hour with your Overwolf overlay installed on top of your World of Tanks game. And, you know, 9.4 is going to be coming out soon, and when it does, I'm going to do a complete and fresh install of World of Tanks. But for 1,000 free gold for having it on my computer for an hour, you know, hell with it, I used it. So what happens is you play with this thing on there. You have to sign into that account, go down to giveaways. It will show you the World of Tanks thing. Sign up, you know, create a username and password, and have Overwolf running when you're playing World of Tanks for an hour. And then when it's done, it'll pop up a little thing on your screen, give you a code. You go to the World of Tanks website with that code, put it in there, and you get 1,000 free gold. And it does work. I've confirmed it. It's a real legitimate thing. There's no credit card. You don't have to buy anything. None of that stuff. So anyway, well worth it. So I went ahead and installed that on my game. So that's issue number one. Just so you know, if you get a chance, go to overwolf.com and take a look. The next thing is I normally don't name and shame. Usually the replays are about me or people I platoon with or whatever. In this case, I'm going to show you a game that happened to me yesterday. It's a Tier 5 match. It is a really crappy match. We're not even going to actually finish it on this video. I did play it to the end on the game, but it's for the purpose of this video, I played like shit. My team played like shit. It was over pretty quickly. But there's one guy that we're going to be watching in all of this, and his name is Cody Langford 1. Again, Cody Langford 1. And if you look at the screen for my team, you will see that he has 5,000 games. He has a 44% win rate and a 47% win rate in this M3 lead that he's playing. But he's got a 44% win rate after 5,000 games. Now, a couple of things. Cody, number one, is going to announce to everybody in the match on public chat that he is willing to sell his account. He then gets told that he, basically I say, you know, you really can't sell your account. It's sort of fraud, and it's sort of like gold selling, and Wargame has a problem with you doing that, and you shouldn't really offer it, so you should be reported. He then starts spouting off, and the fact of the matter is Wargame rules say that you can't sell your account. And who would really want to buy an account with a 44% win rate in an M3 league? So that's sort of issue number one. Anyway, so we'll get into this gameplay here. You'll see a bunch of things happening. Also, in this, I want to give a shout out to Hodo Kasukumeku, whatever his name is, Hodo Kasukumeku, in the looks on the other team. Also, 44% win rate, but he actually, you know, reports this guy as well. And then he doesn't necessarily understand what I'm saying. I think English may not be his first language, because he thinks that I'm calling him an idiot when I wasn't. He got confused about the whole who was being reported for what thing, and then thought I'd called him an idiot, and it didn't really clear up in the chat. So no, I wasn't talking about you. I was only talking about our guy, Cody Langford 1. So anyway, let's get into this match here, and I'm going to pay more attention to Cody than anything else. So I'm going to focus on him for this. But there's me in my Matilda, and watch this. The steward's great. Now here comes Cody. All right, who says, would anybody like to buy this account? So we said, don't be funny. It's already starting the countdown. So we're going to go off to the races here. And somebody says it's illegal. He says, well, I'm not being funny. I'm saying I'm going to sell my account. So there's Cody right there. Right there. And then this, where's the Stewart? I guess he's going to come. No, there's this Stewart. This Stewart right here is the one we're watching as well. So I report him for gold selling fraud. And he goes, well, why are you reporting me? So I will explain why. And then there's all the usual bullshit chat going on. So selling accounts is fraud. It's not fraud, buddy. I'm serious about it. So we start talking about reporting. So other people are going to start reporting as well. And, at this point, he's not anything more than just an idiot. And then the steward points out how bad his account is. So right here, okay, so he didn't like my saying to report him for fraud. So he shoots me in the butt, turns blue, which, if you know the Wargaming new system for team damage, you have to cause a certain amount of damage before you turn blue. I've found this out on my own. If you watch a previous video, you'll see where I was in a B2 and a Hetzer came and hit me, and then another video where I hit somebody else. But apparently, it takes a certain amount of damage or a certain number of hits before you turn blue. And I'm sure in the comments people will correct me on this technically. But my thought is, if this guy hit me just that one time and immediately turned blue, we weren't in the cap circle or anything, that it tells me that he has done a lot of team damage previously, because while he did not get instantly banned, he did immediately turn blue after just that one shot. So pay attention to the steward, to me, and to him. So he hits me, and I'm like, oh, come on, really? And we're off to a bad start already. But so he tells me not to shoot him back, even though he's turned blue. Nothing would happen to me, but I don't. I don't do it. I just, now the steward gets into it and says, okay, he's TK. So I'm asking, really? This is what we're doing here? And he goes, what? I don't understand. Now everybody, of course, on the map can see that he's blue. So I'm going to, and now he thinks that if I shoot him, I will turn blue. He doesn't, I think he's slow or something. Then he takes a shot at somebody else on our team up over there. So I call him a fuckstick, and now my team is saying he's blue. So now this is the guy, Hodescu, makes the complaint against him for selling golden fraud. I'm like, that's awesome, excellent. So I start moving on. Now, at this point, I think too many of our team are paying attention to this, and so we'll speed up just a touch here, because I know this is probably boring you. But anyway, now here's where he reports that he has another account. So he's talking about having two accounts publicly, and I know plenty of people do. People have accounts on multiple servers. I don't think necessarily it should be a problem that you have multiple accounts. More money for wargaming, but I think wargaming is sort of divided about whether or not you can have multiple accounts. Anyway, this guy just announces that he's got multiple accounts. So the D2 has decided, enough of this kid. I've moved on. I'm not going to be involved in this anymore. We're already losing, 2-5. So I'm going to just keep doing what I'm supposed to be doing here. And but the D2 is going to come back up and start messing around with this guy. So now Cody's like, please stop, don't shoot me anymore, I didn't do anything wrong. And so the D2's chasing Cody. Now Cody says, I'm going to kill you. And so I know it's not an out-of-game threat, but I start picking at this guy saying, reported for out-of-game threats on killing. Anyway, it's not an out-of-game threat. He's just talking about it in game, but I did just to pull his hair. So they start shooting at each other, and now Cody is now shooting back at the the D2, which means that right about now he's going to be banned. So he gets finally the insta ban for team damage, and that's pretty much it. Now this is where the Lux guy says, "Wait a minute, you're reporting me?" And we're like, "No, no, dude, we're not reporting you. We're reporting our idiot." So this is where the steward figures out that Cody Langford's been banned. We wasted plenty of time on that guy. Unfortunately, we were already way lost in this match anyhow. But there you go. And so I've got to be telling the Looks that no, we're not reporting you. He hasn't really figured this out yet. So anyway, yeah, it was a shitty match, but I like it when people get their just reserves. So this is where I say, no, our idiot, not you. And he thinks that I'm calling him an idiot now. So, hey, Hodescu Chaku, whatever your name was, very sort of Romanian dude. We were not calling you an idiot. We were talking about our guys. So shout out to you. Sorry for the confusion. Anyway, folks, that's pretty much it for this game here. It ends horribly for us, but Cody Langford won. If you're out there, and I hope your other account gets banned as well. It's probably another one of those 44% win rate accounts. You got what you deserved. So that'll do it for now, folks. I'm going to put this up there, and I'll show you the post-game stats in a minute. Thanks for that.